How's it going, everybody? We are Cranky Films, and today we are here with the brand new channel. Not new, he's probably been here for a while, but to us, channel called Thought Potato. So a while ago I found another channel that posts different kinds of analog horror. If there's any specific suggestions, that'd be great. Okay, we really appreciate that. But we're checking out Thought Potato. Check him out. Today we're gonna be watching Zombie Biology Explained: The Science of Zombism. And we're excited.
I'm scared.
I'm not scared.
I'm thrilled.
Well, okay. Well,
I think we're all gonna die here, to be honest.
check it
I'll be
out
the
before you check
survivor.
us out. Okay, it's gonna be down in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Let's go.
You know what? I'd survive. Because I'm Mexican.
Hey, leave in the comment section who you think will survive in the zombie apocalypse the longest here.
Probably not me. Not me at all, bro.
You'll just be in the prison.
For the archives now still.
Huh? What?
You know the Walking Dead? They have a prison.
Yeah, I
thing?
know. Season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But why did you just say I would be in the prison?
You would just be locked up in there.
Is there a reason I'd be in there?
No, just to be
There's
safe
no
in there.
reason.
Because it's the safest place.
It wasn't.
Oh. Wasn't I? Never got that far.
For the archives now stored in Englewood University in Connecticut, the following recording was obtained as part of a collection that also included a dissertation on the so-called human vampiric virus. We now understand that this was just one of many recordings made in the mid to late 20th century, though their authorship remains unknown. What follows is the uncut, restored, and enhanced recording released to the public for the first time.
Oh my god.
Note, this video is a work of fiction. It's not real.
It's real.
It's not real.
It's real.
It's real. This happened.
Is real it happened?
It's real. It's
Wow.
12 years, I have been the sole pioneer in the study of diseases that most scientists would not deign to research.
Okay.
At best, they see my work as unpleasant. At worst, an affront to the scientific method. But I believe that my time of vindication is imminent, and my research into these little understood viruses will soon prove invaluable to all of humanity. In a previous volume, I presented the human vampiric virus, a disease which turns its victims into bloodthirsty revenants bent on destruction. But while the threat
wow.
of HVV remains to this day, it isn't the only insidious pathogen I've discovered. Following is a summarized account of my work with an equally terrifying disease, which I have dubbed the human zombism virus, or HZV. Should this virus go unremedied, its flesh-hungry sufferers could pose a threat to humanity that may even surpass HVV. Now,
We gotta learn about
permit me a moment
HVV.
to provide some context for my research. I humbly ask you to let your mind remain open to what follows. The future of our society may well depend on it.
We're dead.
In my youth,
know.
an unrelated research project took me to the island of Hispaniola, and specifically to several rural
Yeah, that's
regions
where Hispanics
throughout
are from.
Haiti. It was there that I
That's
first
where you live,
learned
sis.
the legends of dead bodies that had been
I live in
reanimated by
Hispaniola.
voodoo magic. Corpses pulled from their eternal slumber through an act of necromancy performed by a sorcerer called a bokor. Despite the prevalence of
Look at
the
that boy.
accounts of so-called zombies, I was skeptical.
struggling.
Still, as legends are often based on some
Color
truth,
for
my
real.
curiosity was piqued. Unfortunately,
Bro
my
pooped
time in that
himself.
beautiful country was cut short as my unrelated research grant was abruptly terminated. I returned to America and observed with fascination
This
as
is
the
like Red
zombie
Dead
began to
Undead
make
Nightmare.
appearances in Western media. Books such as Seabrook's The Magic Island and movies like Night of the Living Dead depicted them as shambling corpses, single-mindedly intent on consuming brain matter. Then, only recently, my research into the human vampiric virus would once again bring me into contact with the zombie.
Should we
Not
have
by
watched
magic,
this
as the
first?
legends
I have
told,
no
but
idea.
through an insidious infection that
Let us
robs
know in
its
the
victims
comments
of
we
their
should watch that
humanity,
one.
transforming them
Before
into
this?
mindless, decaying
Yeah.
shadows of their former selves. I hypothesize that the zombie plague is in fact caused by a virus from the order Mononega virales, negative strand RNA viruses that cause Ebola, measles, rabies, and of course, vampirism. I have
Wow.
determined that HZV, or the human zombic virus, is a zoonotic virus, initially spread to humans by a lowly tick from the family Ixodidae. These ticks are found in great numbers in numerous tropical regions, including Haiti, where I suspect the virus may have originated.
Don't go to tropical
Pathogens are
regions.
certainly nothing new, but rarely are the
Right.
diseases they spread so devastating to humans as HZV. Once bitten, the unfortunate victim will begin to undergo a kind of transformation, but the source of the infection isn't limited to ticks. For one, a tick may bite a rat, raccoon, or other animal, which in turn may pass the virus to
the
humans,
rat
though
boy.
a direct bite is certainly possible and in rural areas even likely.
That
But the
sucks.
virus survives
I
quite
know.
well apart from a
True.
host. I have personally tested freestanding water in which the virus survived for nearly 3 months. This ability makes
Oh.
HZV a major threat
Still
to water
water.
supplies, and though certain treatments can remedy this, this danger should not be ignored. Of course, one of the most common vectors of transmission is via the bite of an individual infected with HZV, where it travels into a fresh victim's bloodstream through the infected's saliva.
The real
Once
question,
inside
did
the
it
body,
run?
The virus appears to
Okay, yeah, right.
Dude, that's the main thing that determines a zombie outbreak. If they're stupid
See-
World War Z
Oh,
zombies
God, no.
that sprint, or they Walking Dead zombies that walk.
Yeah.
Because depending on which ones they are, I'd be more terrified of the
So
running
I got a
ones.
question.
Hmm?
Do you think? I know this is a lot deeper because, like, generally speaking, I don't know if a virus such as the wildfire virus from The Walking Dead, which is the virus,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's possible. Right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I just don't think so. See, the only way I could think that we would be killed and taken as hosts would be sort of like if the infection was sort of just parasites, right? Which then would it be like an infection spread? You would somehow have to get the parasite because
I mean-
they wouldn't travel through air like an actual infection.
I mean, it sounds like the parasite that could control a snail's brain.
That's what I'm. That's where I was
Yeah,
going.
oh, yeah,
that's
that
where I
one,
was going.
yeah, that's
so I
crazy.
feel like the only way this could happen if it was like a parasite that could go into a small creature or a bug and fully kill it and then take over their body, which is possible because it happens all the time, right? Or they share like the body, right? There's been parasites that
Coexist.
there's coexist, right?
Yeah.
There's some that go in fish,
On
right?
the tongue.
Yeah, on the tongue.
Yeah.
And when the food comes in, they just eat it, right? And the fish doesn't get much,
Yeah.
right? And there's some that do coexist. You know, they do live for each other. You know, the fish. But then there's a lot of bugs like that. Like I once saw one where where a little parasite got into a praying mantis, and then praying mantises are tough,
Yeah.
right? So like next thing you know, like the bug just was controlling this praying mantis. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
That's it.
now there's like a bug that's able to kill other bugs that's being controlled by a parasite. And for the most part, the praying mantis is just brain dead.
Yeah, sure. And then
Right.
and then you ever see it where the praying mantis dies, the thing just crawls out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to think is, I don't personally think that there's an infection, right? Real infection, because all this is fiction. Like a real infection that could spread, like such as the wildfire virus. Now I do think the only plausible way that there could be a zombie, right? And it could maybe spread. Maybe the parasite could lay more eggs, and when the infected human bites somebody else, it gets transferred. Who knows,
But
right?
that's what also comes to the. There is a mushroom that does like something like
There
that.
is,
the zombie
yeah,
mushroom.
yeah.
So the fungal spores could spread via
Yeah.
air.
It could. True.
Yeah.
But going back a little section, I don't know if the parasite would be able to control the muscles and in the body.
That'd be a pretty.
I just feel like they'd be able to control the mind, the brain, for the most part. Oh, and then some function, some cognitive function.
It's probably not like full control, but it probably puts you in like a enraged
So
state.
Yeah.
maybe
Like where like they like shut down like certain portions of your brain, so you only have like you saw your basic motor functions, but your only objective now is that you're just hungry. So anything you see,
So I just don't think that they'd be able to run.
they might not.
I don't think that they would. I feel like they are like the little guy in the head of a robot trying to control it. Like, I don't feel like they have they would have the ability to make the host run.
Yeah.
And then maybe walk, but I feel like it'd be like
Maybe that's why
slow,
they walk
just
like that.
So
You know?
I'm looking at this a little bit different.
no, they don't walk like that because in fiction it's a virus
Yeah.
that gets them. So they're not being. This is all speculative right now. I just feel like they would have like it would be clunky if a parasite were to control the human brain because there's a tiny parasite and a giant human. I feel like it would just be like it'd be hard for them to be able to walk. I don't think they'd be able to run.
Well, you can look at rabies too.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that get infected by rabies, they still like go full speed, and they're enraged to just eat anything and start biting everything.
Yeah, but I mean they're still technically alive.
Yeah.
They're still alive.
So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe you're just still alive, but your brain function goes down to the point where you only see everybody as like a food source, and you just go at it.
Yeah.
Like, you have no like thought. Like your conscience is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cells replicating at an alarming rate. There, it utilizes a reverse transcriptase enzyme to produce DNA from its own RNA genome, and this new DNA is then absorbed into the host's nucleus and incorporated into its genome via an integrase enzyme. This effectively makes it a provirus, which in turn transforms the cell and directs it to synthesize new virions. This is much different from
that's
other
actually
mononegaviruses,
actually.
which do not produce DNA or use the nucleus for replication. It is in fact remarkably similar to the vampiric virus, though much smaller in size, and it's possible that the two share a common ancestor. From the point of infection, visible symptoms occur quite rapidly, within 1 to 2 hours. Like HVV, victims will experience a headache, fever, chills, and other flu-like symptoms, along with extreme thirst, itching, and an increase in heart rate and overall metabolism. This combination of factors, especially the latter two, facilitate the rapid proliferation of the virus and the onset of increasingly destructive symptoms. If bitten by an infected human, the infection is made worse by a bite wound filled with bacteria from the infected's mouth, causing even greater pain and inflammation. I have broken down the stages of zombic transformation into 3 parts, which I have observed personally. The aforementioned symptoms could be considered stage 1, with the victim progressing rapidly to stage 2. Coma. Though only lasting 4 to 6 hours, the accompanying fever raises body temperatures to unbearable heights, causing brain damage in virtually all cases. Rather than being a peaceful sleep, the zombic coma is clearly uncomfortable for its sufferers. I must admit that despite their scientific necessity, these comas rarely failed to elicit feelings of empathy toward the subjects of my own experimentation. At roughly the midpoint of the coma, the victim experiences cardiac arrest, and blood flow, breathing, metabolism, and body temperature abruptly plummet to nearly nothing. It is at this point that the victim enters stage 3, the transformation. In a world where pathogens can create zombies, vampires, and yes, even lichens, it's vitally important to
Lichens.
protect yourself and your loved ones.
Werewolves.
Anyone near a victim as they undergo the latter half of their coma could easily be forgiven for thinking that the victim has died. Nearly all metabolic function is sharply reduced for a period of up to roughly 2 hours. It should be noted that the heart does indeed cease to beat, and it never resumes. I will explain this in more detail
That's actually
shortly.
great.
Yeah.
It is at this stage that many an unfortunate victim has been left for dead, or technically buried alive. But no matter what is done with the victim when they are assumed dead, this brief reduction in metabolic processes likely accounts for the idea that zombies return from the dead or are reanimated corpses. It may sound harsh, but abandonment or burial may actually be the best course of action, at least for anyone near the victim. Gradually, the victim will awaken from their coma, albeit in a catatonic state. Within an hour, they will rise, shambling about, often seeking the flesh of anyone nearby, and, in my testing, remaining unresponsive to virtually all stimuli. Unlike common portrayals in the media, newly awakened zombies are not.
Do you think zombies blink?
No.
They shouldn't.
I don't think they would need to.
I mean, in every movie, their eyes do decay.
Zombies' eyes do decay?
'Cause-
They don't really decay in the Left 4 Dead.
Well, they more go white, like blind.
They do go blind. Yeah. Well, it does. They do turn white generally, but like,
I've never
dude,
seen
have
them
they
blink.
blinked?
No, I never.
Dude,
seen
I've
them
watched
blink.
like everything. I've consumed everything Walking Dead, and I don't recall if they blink.
They probably do. 'Cause, like,
Well, they're actors.
they're
I
actors.
mean that
They
they
didn't-
blink.
they didn't have to
Like,
blink.
but do you think like legitimately cause like we blink because eyes.
It's a natural thing.
It's a natural
Think
thing.
about how
We need to
heart
blink.
beats.
Yeah.
But the heart doesn't beat.
I think it would blink
You
just
know, blink?
because the natural thing until, obviously they're not getting nutrition.
Your eyelids go away.
They're decaying, so their eyelid muscles will probably decay faster since it's very tiny.
Right.
So eventually it won't blink at all. But would they be all blind then?
Then they would go for their hearing.
They're not blind. Zombies aren't blind.
Well,
They can see.
Yeah, but
it depends on what zombies.
What zombies are blind? What media source zombies do you know are blind?
Isn't Walking Dead ones blind?
No, they see you. They like you could they do see you and they do chase you. They're not all sound based.
What about High School of the Dead?
yeah.
You're like,
We love High School today, bro.
we stand it.
Not mindless. On the contrary, they clearly retain some memories, and if
Bro
awakened
wasn't
elsewhere,
blinking.
they may even attempt to
But
shuffle
bro
to
saw
their
you.
home, though this behavior is motivated exclusively by hunger and facilitated by simple, rudimentary habit. Indeed, loved ones may greet the victim only to find themselves attacked by the shell that remains. Once more, I must thank you for listening up to this point. By now, it must have crossed your mind that surely all of this is the ravings of a madman, someone who has mistaken myth for reality. But I assure you, I have, through direct study, observation, and sample collection, obtained numerous evidences, each of which shed light on the biological processes that
also
occur
him.
as a result of HZV. I will attempt to describe these now, beginning with the zombic brain. As previously mentioned, recent victims of HZV do not wake from their comas as mindless ghouls. Some semblance of humanity remains, though only for a brief time. Due to a now barely functioning circulatory system, a point to which we'll return, failing organs as well as brain damage sustained from the coma's high fever, victims' ability to think and reason disappears immediately, though certain habits and abilities such as driving a car or even using tools may remain for 2 or 3 days. The ability to perform even simple tasks disappears as their bodies, including their gray matter, begins to decompose. They are transformed into a hunting machine and with a single-minded purpose: locate prey, capture prey, and feed. Certain hormonal functions persist,
And they
though
better feed,
serotonin
too.
production
Yes.
diminishes almost immediately following transformation, and the scent of flesh appears to flush their brains with adrenaline-like neurotransmitters, causing their characteristic voracity. Just as I did in the early phases of my research, you're likely wondering how a technically living creature could begin to decompose and even go on living without a functioning heart. In fact, these two symptoms are directly related. You see, once the heart arrests, both the nervous and circulatory systems are drastically restructured. And specifically, two fascinating phenomena occur in tandem. First, by a mechanism as yet unknown to me, the nervous system appears to proliferate, strengthening pathways and innervating muscles to a level not seen in the uninfected human. Second, and likely directly related, skeletal muscle assumes the role relinquished by the arrested heart, rhythmically contracting and relaxing. The increased nerve activity certainly assists with this, though it appears that the contractions that force blood through vessels and an almost peristaltic movement aren't terribly predictable, leading me to believe that zombic circulation is more of a reflexive action. Though it serves its purpose adequately, circulation via skeletal muscle is not efficient. As a result, blood moves relatively slowly throughout the body. The blood itself becomes viscous and dark, like oil. This is caused by increased iron and bile levels, which also improves oxygen storage. On one hand, slowed circulation is an advantage, as it makes clotting more effective. On the other, tissues and organs struggle greatly as a result, and eventually, nearly all are completely overtaken by necrosis. But thanks to their improved nervous system, zombies are able to remain mobile for much longer than their decaying bodies would otherwise allow. In fact, zombies have exhibited the ability
That
to
is really
withstand
weird.
significant trauma to both their central and peripheral nervous system, and both exhibit impressive regenerative abilities. In some cases I have tested, even a severed spinal cord is a mere inconvenience. I
That's
have documented
crazy.
zombies regaining the ability to walk after only 24 hours. Though the exact mechanism of this process of repair eludes me still, it appears that massive stem cell production and the absence of obstructive glial scarring
Oh,
are
it blinked.
key elements. But with zombie biology, there is always a give and take. For example, an apparent increase in olfactory receptors and limbic neurons bestows upon them the ability to smell humans from as far as a mile away. But their
Damn.
other senses
Wild.
degrade greatly and rapidly. Due to the decaying of the lens and cornea, zombie eyes suffer severe myopia even early on, and as time passes, the scleras become red with inflammation, while the pupils become a gauzy white due to cataract formation. Necrosis will eventually take their vision, and even their eyeballs completely. It also takes their hearing and a majority of their sense of touch. But this decay also stunts their ability to feel severe pain, though chronic aching likely affects them greatly.
So they should have
Between
smell
their
only.
poor coordination
Yeah.
and increasingly necrotic
Dude, these zombies are actually. I see how these zombies will probably last because they have they regen the damage they took. So if you don't put them down completely,
Yeah.
they still win the game.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how much you injured them, they're just gonna come back in like 3 or 4
See,
days.
it's still weird because like our brain tells a lot of like the cells in our body to regenerate, right? In real,
Yeah.
right? But if their heart fully stops, how is everything circulating?
So he said so he contracts the muscles, the rib muscles, to compress the chest cavity, and that's why the blood flow is very slow, and that's why it turned into the black oil type stuff. So they have some circulation, but it's very slow because the chest muscles right here, the riblets, are contracting like this, and so that gets the blood flowing just slightly.
I feel like they have. I mean, it's just scent actually. It's scent. Because I was about to talk about like I've seen in some zombie media, like zombies seeing like survivors, and then the survivors leaving, going miles, and the zombies still follow.
Yeah.
Regardless, they'll still get there, whether or not like they're fully blind yet. The hearing's gone. Now we know they just solely go off scent.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's super scent.
God,
Super scent.
jeez, that's so weird.
Yeah, dude.
How they got that?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, granted, they didn't have a hearing either after a little while, at least in this case.
So
hearing.
first the eyes, then the ears, then the smell.
It makes me think though that it would be very effective if you're traveling with people and you both split up and go different ways.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be kind of
Just
effective.
put some cologne on.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're just cologne snobs.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells lovely. That's lovely.
If they track the human scent, why not just get a whole bunch of tomato juice and pour it on
something else. That's a great thing.
you know? Tomato,
Why wouldn't you eat the tomatoes in a zombie apocalypse? You're hungry, bro.
tomato juice?
Yeah.
So they won't smell you.
So you're just going to
Yeah.
sacrifice the tomatoes
Yeah.
that you need to eat
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
I have
to
extra.
mask your smell.
I have extra food.
But instead of going into like some high place so they can't get you regardless.
Yeah.
you're
You
just
know
going
what?
to
Just
waste
kill
the
one of
tomato.
them and rub them all over you.
But the thing is, if you go
Do
to
it
a high,
Walking
What
Dead
if it?
style.
Yeah, it is Walking Dead style. But what if it gets into your eye? Or what about my dog
Game
Gabriel?
over.
look, I'll tell you this: if you go to a high place and they smell you, you're just gonna surround your tower. You're gonna start with that.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
Uh.
Sacrifice yourself and some tomato on.
Put some
What if
tomatoes.
I just throw the tomatoes at them? And they'd be like, God, dude, my performance wasn't that bad. And then they leave crying.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, you guys here talking about tomatoes.
Sorry.
Tissues, zombies
Sorry,
are not
guys.
able to move much faster than a shuffle. This makes them relatively easy to
That's what I
avoid
think.
and is likely
That's
why
what
we
I'm
haven't
saying.
seen a major outbreak of HCV in modern times. At least,
They
not
wouldn't
yet.
move that fast.
However, perhaps counterintuitively,
Not yet.
if you were so unfortunate as to be caught by a zombie, you'd quickly discover that they are quite powerful. This is largely because, beginning in the coma stage, the muscles of the hands, forearms, and jaw recruit additional fibers. When
Sure.
contracted, these become a nearly unbreakable force. In fact, the average zombie's grip can exert up to 400 pounds of pressure per square inch,
Dang.
which is 10 times greater
Is
than
that how the
humans.
bites
Perhaps even
just-
more fascinating,
they
however,
just
is
bite
what
into
occurs
somebody?
in the jaw.
The-
During their coma,
Dude,
an
that's
increase in
crazy.
growth hormone facilitates the relatively rapid deposit of extra bone at the insertion points of major chewing muscles, such as the masseter. Additionally, the masseter itself, as well as the pterygoid and
Oh
temporalis
my.
muscles, undergo a modification similar to what occurs in the arms, and as a result, zombies have an average bite force of well over 1,000 pounds per square inch. Contrast this with a normal human's bite
That
force of up
makes
to
sense.
300 psi, and it becomes little wonder how zombies are able to tear into the toughest flesh and
Yeah.
even grind bones with ease.
Yeah, because dude, like dude, in The Walking Dead, sometimes a survivor that you're cheering for
Yeah.
just gets bit, and you're like, dude, he barely grabbed him.
Yeah.
How did he do that? How did he get a full bite mark?
Mhm.
And bro escaped quick. Like bro bit on him, bro,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
just 2 cement blocks,
You know, he went like this.
and then they just rip.
He went like this.
That would be the worst feeling though. Just feeling all your muscle fibers rip off you.
Yeah,
Ouch.
bro, ew,
When the virus
dude.
gives, once again, it takes away. Zombie teeth remain maladapted for the intense pressure their newly strengthened jaws are capable of, causing them to crack and, within a few meals, fall out.
Not even
This
decay,
doesn't
god
halt
dang.
the zombic imperative, however. They will continue to chew with only their exposed jawbones until they too disintegrate. Zombies do possess another adaptation for their new diet of flesh. Their saliva is abnormally high in tissue factor, a protein found in the saliva of many organisms, though in much smaller quantities. Interestingly, this is one reason the virus is able to spread, despite the fact that the infected attempt to entirely consume potential new hosts. Anyone unfortunate enough to be attacked by a zombie may survive the encounter, as the coagulant nature of tissue factor stops major blood loss. Sadly, the agony of having major body parts chewed off and the subsequent relief at having survived the encounter is all in vain. Survivors will almost definitely contract the virus, invariably transforming them into zombies
Goofy, bro,
themselves.
goofy.
Guys,
But in
cross-eyed.
contrast to common conception, zombies will seek out any kind of meat, not only human and especially not limited to the brain.
Squirrel
they will,
meat.
however, avoid necrotic flesh. of
Imagine,
any-
imagine watching a zombie just trying to chase like a bug. It's just like, dude, he's just flying around. He's just, I can't do this. It's so hard to get you, bro.
That's when you get a whole bunch of lizards, like super fast lizards. And it's, boom, lizard bomb. And
You
then
just start hearing the zombie cussing. I can't get this. God dang. God. It just keeps going.
Crazy.
any kind, and as such, I have never observed them to attack each other. In any case, no matter how advanced their degradation, zombies still undergo normal bodily functions and must also ingest water, usually obtained from streams, puddles, and in early stages,
gotta drink
even
water?
bottles. The zombie digestive system itself remains largely
See a zombie
unaltered,
just
save for the gradual
cracking
rotting
one?
away of its tissues and organs. Unsurprisingly, zombies must also urinate, but thanks to a combination of poor circulation, brain damage, and kidney necrosis, they are physically incapable of doing so. This condition,
Ooh,
known
it's
as
gotta
urinary
suck.
retention,
Gotta
causes the
pop.
bladder to swell to a grotesque size, and eventually it will burst. The abdomen is then flooded with the retained fluid, and it will remain there until a wound or ulcer perforates the abdominal wall.
Oh, that's how they get
Indeed,
bloated.
the life of a zombie
It's
is
like
one
this.
of numerous
Oh, I
bodily
need to
horrors.
go.
In between their decaying bodies and reduced ability to absorb nutrients
Is
from
that the
their
ground?
food, most zombies
Water.
will truly
They're
die
in a
in
swamp.
less than a year's time, a direct contrast to the common notion of the immortal undead. This claim of lifespan comes from direct personal observation, but if you happen to see a zombie in the wild, as it were, its age could be determined from the amount of decay apparent from its outward appearance. Between months 1 and 3 post-transformation, zombie skin is mottled, often peeling, and dotted with open sores. Between 4 and 6 months, the epidermis begins to
That look like
split
me
as
for real.
underlying necrotic tissue blows
Okay,
outward.
barnacles on
Eyelids,
there.
lips, nose, ears, teeth, hair, nails, and sometimes fingers have all but rotted away.
Gross.
By 9 months, entire limbs are missing, as are most prominent facial features, and exposed bone is common. The eyes
Man
may have
fell
fallen
asleep
out
on
by this
asphalt.
time, and the decay of the digestive system has led to a nearly unfathomable level of emaciation. Needless to say, it is within the first couple of months when zombies are at their most dangerous. But while a single zombie poses little threat to a healthy
got second
human, the
degree.
reality is that unless their numbers are kept in check by vigilant citizens, they usually don't hunt alone. Often drawn to the same sources of sense, zombies tend to congregate together, and though I have yet to determine the exact reason for this behavior, especially in early stages, it seems likely that it's the result of a residual and deep-seated human need for community. Within a very short amount of time after an outbreak, herds of dozens of zombies can form. Surprisingly, zombies exhibit rudimentary forms of group hierarchy. The strongest of the herd eat first, and any who approach too early will be
Oh,
dealt
wow.
with aggressively. Most
Dang.
surprising of all, there is evidence of larger groups working together to attack humans through very basic flanking maneuvers.
Oh,
But of course, the main catalyst for hunting behavior is simple: the scent of flesh and, at least while
Oh,
their vision
God.
remains, movement.
dude, picture like you're safe in your house and you just like zombies just one knocks on the door while the other one goes in the back and turns off your power.
No power.
Dude, dude,
that was
we
a-
gon' get this dude right here.
That zombie's electrician. I got
He's
this.
like, I got this boy.
It's me. It's me.
That'd be so crazy,
Did
dude.
they make any noises when they walk in this one?
No way.
Indeed, even while feeding,
Wait.
zombies are
Me and Cody become zombies. I'm the one to do the power. Cody's like knocking. Like, hey yo, Brad, open up.
Yeah, who is it?
I say that exactly.
Hey, yo, Brandon, open up.
relatively
Okay,
easily
dude.
distracted. They may abandon a downed victim. In
You
order to
call
pursue
me?
another
I'm in the
more
shower?
mobile victim.
You just begin Open your door. What?
I need
That'd be
help.
so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry about this. We just go off on. He says one thing like they do flanking tactics, and then it goes wild for us. We're so
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Freaking. You open the door, Cody's like, GG.
Hey, sorry, dog.
Tricked you.
Ooh.
This is another
We're
reason
done.
why HZV is able to spread.
Jesus
Victims are
Christ.
sometimes able to escape while their attacker's attention is diverted to another source of food. Fortunately for us, zombie outbreaks tend to fizzle out relatively quickly as zombies move slowly and cover little ground. Once they've exhausted the food supply in any given area, they often starve to death before many new zombies can be
starve.
created.
They
One example of
starve.
this can be found in the notable outbreak that occurred in 1863 in Vicksburg, Mississippi. During the famous Siege of Vicksburg, a major turning point in the Civil War, roughly 30,000 Confederate soldiers were effectively trapped inside the city by surrounding Union forces. A couple of weeks into the siege, reports of erratic behavior from soldiers and civilians alike began to circulate, and Union troops reported gunfire from within the city limits, though not directed toward them. By the time the Confederate troops surrendered some 40 days after the siege began, Union soldiers were shocked and appalled to find decayed corpses littering the streets and half-consumed victims lying beside them. This
Wow.
story is not
That
widely
dog.
known, but the reality of the matter is
That
that
dog
in
seen
the
some
siege
shit.
of Vicksburg, the U.S. narrowly averted a much worse disaster. Fortunately, when it comes to defending yourself from a potential outbreak, knowledge is the true power. Many who have heard the tales of the living dead have been erroneously taught that an attacking zombie can be felled by simple, direct damage to the brain, whether by firearm or impalement. In reality, zombies are able to withstand a shocking amount of trauma, both to the body and brain. Destroying certain parts of the brain may disable certain functions, such as the thalamus and cerebellum, which may cause blindness and loss of balance, respectively, but the only thing that can quickly stop a zombie is to severely damage the brainstem. The most effective
there goes
method
my
is to
plan.
sever the head completely, but if time isn't a factor, though it usually is, zombies can be killed
What
by
was your
damaging
plan?
any part of the body with enough force.
Shooting.
After all, they still require their internal organs, such as
Trying
the
to
intestines
seduce
and
it?
lungs, to function.
Yeah.
Hey,
However,
buddy.
as indicated previously, zombies
Like-
are able to recover from even a severed spinal cord, so aiming for anything other than the brainstem is a risky endeavor. One myth commonly associated with zombies is that their heads continue to live even after decapitation. Given their resilience, the
That's a
idea
myth?
isn't terribly far-fetched, but the reality is somewhat less sensational. Following decapitation, zombies may continue to exhibit movement, such as blinking and even biting, for up to a full minute, at which
They
point
blink.
all activity ceases. Still, this is quite a bit longer than in humans, which may remain conscious for up to 30 seconds following a beheading. This difference is likely
thought that was
caused by
10
additional
seconds.
oxygen in the zombie's slow-moving blood, though increased neural
Wanna try out?
resilience may play
No,
a factor
I'll
as
figure it out.
well.
It depends how clean
And
the cat
so,
is.
once again, dear listener, I must thank you for listening to my findings and, admittedly, ramblings thus far. If you have found even a glimmer of belief within yourself during this presentation, I implore you to seek me out. If you are unable to do so, then I have but one humble request. Do not let the sun set on this work. Though outbreaks have so far been limited to areas of the world that our modern culture finds easy to dismiss, I can assure you that unless precautions are taken, it's only a matter of time before a convergence of outbreaks becomes catastrophic. At that point, the loss of life will be unstoppable, and we could find ourselves trapped inside rotting flesh, doomed to wander the earth until our decaying bodies fail,
After
returning
9
us to the
months.
dust from which we came.
This video was a work of fiction and was heavily inspired by the Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency website. Links to all sources can be found in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.
Totally.
And remember, you matter.
Okay.
Okay, I'm dead.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm
Dude,
dead.
that was cool. Thought Potato, thank you, man. This was a great video.
That was a real
Thank
banger.
you. It was.
Arrow banger.
Honestly, I'm really excited because I totally want to watch more of this guy's videos.
Mhm.
I think it totally fits our channel theme,
Yeah.
you know? He was pretty cool. We talked a lot and we're sorry
That's what we
about
do.
that. I know
That's
it's
what
what
we
we do, but like just to the new people.
Oh yeah,
To the new
yeah.
people.
Yeah, well.
Thank you for sticking around. Again, check out the original video.
Sorry, man. I'm a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was really funny, this. Oh, it's doing it to me.
Great. We're dead.
We
How
died.
about that?
It's like-
Hey, GG, guys. We're,
Yep.
we're all zombies now.
Yo, dude, do you guys believe in zombies?
Eh.
Do you believe it's possible?
I believe there's
I don't
a
believe it's
possibility,
I don't believe it's possible.
depending on the.
No, I don't believe. I feel like the only way it's possible is the thing I suggested about parasites. I really don't believe that it's possible.
We don't know. We don't know what the Nazis invented.
I mean, I guess.
It was abandoned.
You're
abandoned.
talking about Black Ops too, huh? Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops stuff, huh? That's crazy, huh? River Coffin and all that.
No, I don't believe it's possible.
I don't think so. I think, oh yes, Bug World, yes. Maybe Fish World, maybe.
Parasites in general.
Yeah, Parasite.
I don't know, but I know this was fire.
Yeah.
Actually, I love this. Let us know down in the comments if you want us to continue. We are going to continue regardless.
Yeah.
We're going to continue. Let us know which ones you want us to check out next. He has a whole playlist of this stuff, and we're so stoked. We should probably check out the vampire one because he talked about that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
think
then
it's
we'll
reference
look
one.
at the werewolf one.
He has a ton.
Yeah.
Whole time.
Hey, if you guys have a favorite, go ahead and let us know in the comments.
Yep.
Totally. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if there's any other types of videos of maybe Thought Potato you want us to check out, as well as any other thing. You guys are doing it again. You do it every video.
They don't know, they're new.
Okay? They do it every video. Now. The last couple ones. Anyway, thank you for watching. We've been Cranky Films, and please stay cranky.